Welcome back to episode 23 of Our Old Church, where we braved some winter roads. We did a lot of driving around, made probably about 3 or 4 trips to Home Depot, getting last-minute project items. We also drove to Edmonton and back and got a bunch of stuff that we needed. We had a new toilet kind of installed. It's not actually installed. You'll see why more later. But we did get a lot of deals on the materials that we needed, so we're pretty thankful about that.
I just got back from Home Depot. I tried to get into town yesterday, a few times actually. And yesterday was just like super busy. My plate was pretty full. We had somebody over at our house helping me with work that I genuinely just cannot find the time to finish. I'm so thankful for the friends in our life and people that have come into our life only by God's hand, because there's honestly no way that I can do this by myself. I had to call in the cavalry a couple times. Is it cavalry or cavalry? I think it's cavalry. Anyways, I tried to get into town yesterday. There was a big snowstorm. I couldn't get into town at all. I went into Lacombe for games night, and I probably shouldn't have even done that because it was complete whiteout. It looked like an episode of Star Wars in hyperspace. It was not pretty. That being said, I made it into town today, and it turns out it's Milwaukee Days at Home Depot. They have this every so often, and for Pro Extra members, which Franco and I are, you get to spin like a wheel thing, and you can get a certain percentage off on your order. Well, I just love the way that God takes care of us, because one, He kept me safe yesterday, and today the roads are a lot better than they were yesterday. So not only am I safe, I was able to make it into town and get some stuff that I really need to finish up a few projects. So I spun this wheel, and it was a good day to buy a panel. The panel is not cheap. It's $980, but I got 10% off of my order. And that's just, again, God taking care of us. And He's just so incredible. Because the wholesaler that I was going to buy the panel off of has been on back order for, I don't know, however many weeks, like the last 6 weeks or something like that. Something astronomical. I don't know. I don't shop at the wholesaler, but our friend does. And he's like, just get it from Home Depot, because you're going to be waiting a ton of time, and the $100 that you would save by going through the wholesaler, you might as well just get it at Home Depot. And he was right in both senses, but I still saved the $100. Anyways, just wanted to share that. God is so good. He takes care of us even through the little things, even through the things that we wouldn't usually do and put ourselves out there to do. I don't go out of my way to spin wheels, and also, gambling is stressful because it was bouncing back and forth between 2 zeros. Also, it's just not wise to do, but I see why there's a reason I don't do it. But, spinning the wheel, got 10% off, got to enter my name in a draw, and it was just, I don't know, it was kind of cool that of all days, that's the day I ended up on. This is the day I ended up buying a panel, and I got $132 off of my order, so that's pretty good. Bought a lot of odds and ends to try and finish up some of the projects that we haven't been able to finish, and hopefully this week we can kind of plow some of them out with that friend that's helping us out. Are we allowed to touch those? No. So one of our friends that is helping us had a dream that our ceiling was arched, and I was like, you know what? I'm like super into that. Let's see if we can make it work. And so he is doing all this work. He did all the math, which I'm sure was no small feat. We are on our way to Architectural Clearinghouse. Franco's never been, and unfortunately we have a crappy situation and our toilet is leaking. So we're buying that was punny, hey?
Le toilette. We are buying le toilette.
We're buying I can't even say it. $400 toilets. So, and they're brand new. The thing about Architectural Clearinghouse is they often get contracts where they will have like brand new builds or brand new penthouse suites where the owners just don't like their stuff, and they will call Architectural Clearinghouse and get a little chunk of change for it, for them to pull it out and take it to their shop, and then we buy it at a discounted price. So it's brand new stuff I shouldn't say most of the time, but it's brand new stuff and new toilet day. Also, don't drive if you don't have to. These roads are crap. They're worse than our toilets.
That's a bad word.
Could've
Yeah, Chris, supposed to be a wholesome channel. So, welcome to Alberta, where we don't have lines anymore in the wintertime. We just have snow, and everybody just makes it up as they go and follows the guy in front of them.
Hopefully they don't go in the ditch, because we need to.
Yeah, just don't follow us, guys. Don't make that mistake. Please, please, especially when Chris is driving.
Oh. Says the guy who was scared to drive.
I wasn't.
Our new toilet. We have a rule of thumb. If you can justify the gas money and you're still making a deal, then sometimes it's not necessarily about what you spend, it's what you save. So that's kind of where we're at.
So Krista wants to brag a little bit just because she does
Brag
that.
not on my behalf. If I'm to
For once.
boast in anything.
For once, anyway. Just kidding. What do you call it? So pretty cool. We actually had some stuff in our Amazon cart there for some tile that need to be for the center wall there for the shower.
The accent wall.
The accent wall, but we didn't really have a ton of money or whatever there, so we knew it was going to be
over $300 worth of tile because unfortunately it's an Italian tile. It's all the rage right now, but it's also stupid expensive, and so it would have been very expensive. I couldn't find it at even box stores. I checked Home Depot, Rona, Lowe's. I even checked Carpet and Tile One, whatever that store is. I checked them. No one has the tile that I want, and I was just like, okay, you know what? Like, sometimes you just like leave things in God's hands, and you're just like, you know what? You'll just come up with something different then, and you have to learn in a piecemeal job that you can't be overly picky. But Franco's like, hey, let's go to Habitat Edmonton, and
we were already out here picking up her toilet.
We were already picking up the toilet, which we got already, and so we went to the Habitat off of the Yellowhead Trail there, and went in there, found our tile, like the exact tile I've been looking for. And not only that, like, this is how you know it's not coincidence and how God takes care of not even our every need, but just like the little things that are like, hey God, I probably don't need this, but I'm just gonna leave it in your hands anyways, and whatever you say goes. You know best. There was the exact square footage that we needed. I needed 23 square feet, the exact, down to the tile, exactly what I needed. That's not coincidence. That's just God.
And then he totally decided to protect us because I almost dropped all the tile on the floor.
Franco almost died.
There would have been a real actual funeral being played out there because I saw the look on her face, and then I had the panic and the fear, and yep, suddenly I caught it just right, and it definitely didn't break, thank goodness. There was two full boxes that were sealed up, which were really easy to transport and move around, but the one box, all the outside edges were open because somebody stole a couple of towels out of the set, and so I didn't realize that, and there was like no bottom, no sides, like everything just fell apart when I went to pick up the towels. Could have been really funny to film, but we didn't do that.
No, that would not have been funny. I would have cried. I've been looking everywhere. Okay, but in actuality, my Reformed brothers and sisters, which I have very Reformed theology, but my Reformed brothers and sisters would be like, God doesn't care about your tile. You know what? God cares about everything. He wants a relationship with us. He loves us. The tile is just one of those things where, you know, I take care of my children's basic needs, but if they want something for Christmas, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I want to bless my children because I love them, and sometimes God just, he loves us too, and he shows us in ways like this tile. Like, it's not a necessity, it is not a need. He provides everything for us, including these little extra special blessings where, you know, we wouldn't otherwise look.
Yeah, it actually reminds me a little bit of a pastor friend of mine who somebody kind of teased him once because he asked God for everything or whatever. God is not indifferent, and he's like, I feel like you would ask God what flavor of ice cream to eat. And like, why not? That's the whole point of Jesus, is a relationship. That's not, God's not indifferent. God cares. And I think he genuinely shows that even in the little details that he makes happen.
He might not care about the flavor of ice cream that you eat, but the point is, you know, he tells us to pray without ceasing. He tells us to give prayers of thanksgiving, of intercession. There's even times where we do prayers of lamentation. And if I'm gonna pray about anything, I'm gonna bring him into everyday conversation in my life, because not only is he my savior, my Lord and my King, but he's also my friend. And that's what makes Jesus different from every other God. And not only that, but what God would step down from his throne to come and die for us. No other God does that.
Anyway, I just figured we would share this, and I think it's such a cool blessing to share with people around, and such little small details or whatever that God does on a regular basis in our lives, and is over and over again showing us that he's going to provide and take care.
Time for my favorite store. Just because we want lunch here.
She's not hungry, but when she's not paying attention, you can shove stuff in her mouth.
I know, she'll eat it too.
She's tired. So this is framing.
My wife was like, please describe this. It's framing. No, a friend of ours, Brian, actually worked his BUTT off and came up with a really cool solution, actually, or whatever, for our basement hallway walkway area. So we were going to do straight across
Drop ceiling.
Drop ceiling or whatever there. It would have made us lose a fair bit of roof height in the center area. So we were going to lose a fair bit of height or whatever. So this is probably the height that we would have kind of been down to with the drywall and everything here, which meant that like all of everything else is like pretty high ceilings, and then our hallway would be super low, which is kind of weird looking. So a friend of ours came up with a really cool solution to come down just underneath our venting and then kind of come up on a slope or whatever, giving the illusion of like the kind of higher ceilings in here still. And then we weren't losing as much space, and that kind of gives it kind of a weird shape, but it'll look really cool when it's all said and done. And so he came in here while I was working all week and did all this crazy framing work that took him an awfully long time, I'm sure. He's still got a few things left, obviously, to finish up, but it'll give this pretty cool effect of having kind of like a dome thing going on or whatever over top of your head.
Arches.
Instead of
Dome.
I don't know, arches, sorry, not dome. Over your head or whatever, rather than it having like just completely flush, flat, short, hallway. It'll give it some character too, so it'll look really good.
I think you need to pull your pants down a little bit more. That plumber's crack is just not justifying this job.
Married in Italian, sweetie. It's just part of the job. Can't have you need to pull my pants up. Splish, splash. No. It didn't splash as much as I thought it was going to.
It'll splash when you release it.
Hulk! Okay, just don't worry about the garbage locking right now. Let's not worry about that. You ready? No, let go. Watch out.
I don't think it actually broke.
I don't think so either.
The toilet attacked him.
Ah, my hand is gonna fall off. Here, yum. What? No. Okay. Grossness.
Couldn't get it in one fell swoop. Come on. Don't let it fall down there.
I'm not going to.
You just did.
What are you talking about?
There was a piece that literally fell down.
It's wax, bro.
Yeah.
It's like poo-poo. It'll be fine.
Yucky. Better than wax.
I really hope you're right about that.
Let's stinking hope so.
Oops. Alright, so now there's one. I don't like how these are designed. I feel like there should be a bolt underneath first and then you do this, but this is such a different setup than I've ever seen before. Okay, lift up that end. Okay. Alright, you gotta slide it on top. Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What?
No, please. This toilet ain't gonna work.
What do you mean?
Watch out, Marcel. Big problems.
What?
Oh, shoot.
That
Yeah,
pipe is in the way.
We can't install our toilet
Okay, just hold on, just wait.
for a few reasons. Looks like we're peeing in a bucket again.
Oh, all of our beautiful plans to pick up toilets.
No
Okay,
new
watch
toilet
out.
day. No new toilet day. Please don't break it, though.
Okay, let it down.
What are we doing with our lives?
Well, I do listen to my wife a lot. Which is usually the issue. So we're gonna have to customize the back of this because of where the plumbing sits.
Start your whole speech again.
We'll get her done.
We.
Lift it.
I don't actually know where the thing is, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure this is gonna work. I don't think we cut close enough to the edge. I'm worried about that. Oh, we only have one last thing to attach to the new toilet in order to plumb it in, and we'll probably have to cut the porcelain back a little bit more. We need to get the pipe behind there, whatever, to sit nicely behind the toilet. So we won't be able to do much today or whatever, but tomorrow we'll have to run into Home Depot and grab that connection piece because they started using a standard toilet connection underneath here. If you look at the back or whatever, they've got actually like almost like what you would use for a sink connection or a shower connection. So I need to get the piece or whatever that will connect to the two, and then we'll be good.
And cut more porcelain.
And cut more porcelain.
This is very crooked.
Yeah, it's pretty fun times.
Over and out, peeps.
Over and out.